What is up, you wonderful people? Let me show you the tweet that inspired this video. It's from Alex Hormozy. He says, "You don't become advanced by doing fancy stuff. You get there by doing all the obvious beginner stuff you know you should be doing, but aren't." So let me show you how to make a come along with me video. This is something we could all be making once a week very simply, and we'd be building our personal brands like without even trying. This video is sponsored by Squarespace. 3 main components to a fantastic come along with me video. First is obviously capturing the footage. It's gonna be pretty simple to do that. You're gonna use your phone most likely. In this example, I use the Insta360 just because that's what I happen to have with me. And I didn't have time to set up shots because this day was an insane day where I was driving for 11 hours to get about 20 seconds of video, but you should be using your phone, all right? I will tell you the types of shots you should be getting in just a second. Second is you're gonna edit the footage together, all right? You can do this a bunch of different ways. I'm gonna be using Final Cut. You can use Instagram's built-in editor. You can probably have it auto edit for you if you want. You can use CapCut, which is free. You can use Video Leap. If you got an Android, YouTube just came out with a video editor. Like, there are so many easy options for editing video. It's very quick, it's very painless. And I'm gonna show you how to edit this thing. Fast, snappy, keeping people engaged, all right? Third, and this is potentially the most important part, not sure, is the voiceover. After the fact, you're gonna tell the story of the day. And so I used to be a daily vlogger, some of you know that. And this is a type of vlog you can make. Vlogs are generally longer, but it's one of the funnest vlogs to make because you get to kind of write the story, tell the story, hype it up a little bit after the fact, after you already know what happens, be the narrator almost of your own life. So it's fun to do. We'll get into that a little bit too. Those are the 3 components. Let's dive in. When it comes to captioning, you're gonna get better and better at this as you go, but think about what are the most visually compelling parts of my day? Is it you driving your car? Obviously record that in a safe way. Is it an interesting angle of you entering your office? Is it an interesting angle of you typing? Keep in mind that people like to see your face. They like to engage with you as a person. So detail shots and first person point of view shots, all that stuff is great, but just keep in mind that this is your personal brand, and unless you're building this thing faceless, show your face and the emotion that you wear on it. Number of shots, you really don't need that many. Like 7? If you get 7 shots in your day, you can make an easy come along with me. Like 7 shots and boom, you're done. Keep it simple. Would recommend if you have a phone that has it, using the wide camera. And the great thing about this is you don't have to capture super clean audio while you're going about your day. That's one of the hardest things when you're getting into building a personal brand with video, is capturing clean audio. But the cool thing is you're gonna capture that clean audio with your phone later on in the day when you can lock everything down, like when you're in your room or you're in your office at home, in this crazy room booth at your office where you can just lock everything down and make sure that the audio sounds really good. Last thing I'll say is you're shooting vertically for this because you're putting on Instagram or TikTok most likely. Like I said, I'm editing this in Final Cut. That's just what I know. Also, like I said, I shot this on the Insta360, so this footage might look a little bit weird. But what I like to do is just put everything in the timeline. And that's probably what you're gonna wanna do too if you're using something on your phone like CapCut, Video Leap. What you're simply going to do is trim the beginning and end off of the clips that you're gonna use and delete any clips that you decide you didn't wanna use. I'm on my 3rd clip. Something to keep in mind is if you need to capture some pickups, like by all means, if you know you're doing this ahead of time and you forgot to record something interesting happened, you want to be able to talk about that thing in the voiceover afterwards, like record something that you're going to be able to talk about that thing over. You got creative license. This is your own life. For instance, I'm doing a workout. Even though I had already done a workout, I'm doing a little mini workout in here so I can talk about working out. All right, now depending on platform, you're going to want to keep this thing like 30 seconds. Maybe even not, depending on platform. Mine is a minute long. I'm sorry, I made it a minute long, I don't know. Okay, now last thing is recording the voiceover. Before we get to that, let me tell you about the sponsor of the video, Squarespace. With Squarespace's new Fluid engine, making the website of your dreams has never been easier. You start with a professional template that was built by a pro, you don't need to know how to code, and then you can modify it to make it your own using this brand new, easy to use drag and drop UI. Your website's gonna work on desktop and mobile, which is super crucial. You're gonna be able to have clients schedule appointments through your website, host workshops, one-on-ones, consulting calls, all through your Squarespace site. And when you're ready to make some tweaks to the site, help it perform better, the analytics suite inside Squarespace is second to none. If you wanna try it out, go to squarespace.com/CodyWarner, and then when you're ready to buy, use the code CodyWarner to get 10% off your first purchase of a domain or website. Okay, voiceover. Most apps have a voiceover feature built in, which means you're able to tell the story of your day as you're watching your day back in the app. So for for instance, in CapCut, when you go to audio, you're gonna be able to tap on voiceover, and then you're watching your video playback as you're recording your voiceover, which makes it super easy to do. What you want to do with your voiceover is using an authentic voice, conversational, just like you're talking to one of your friends. Give a slightly hyped up version, or you could go low key if that's what you're going for, of your day. It started with this, it went to this, then this happened, and then it ended with this. You can experiment with going like super dramatic versus super low key, but that's kind of the point of this, right? Just to get content out there, to get comfortable in front of the camera, comfortable releasing video of yourself, and see what works best. This is something that I want to do more of. I miss daily vlogging, and this is sort of like that. Something that I know I should be doing more of. It's one of those simple things that Hormozi is talking about, where it's like, do the foundational stuff. Let's get out there, let's get this thing. If you make one of these and it's your first time making one, would love it if you tag me in the comments or something so I can come and see it. Thanks so much for being here. Started the day out taking my kids to the bus stop. Gotta love that. Got a little workout in, some burpees, you know what I'm saying. Hopped in the car, needed to drive 10 hours to get about 20 seconds of footage. Grabbed an energy drink. Then I drove over the Bay Bridge on the way to the first location. And it's like, it's sort of terrifying, but also kind of amazing. I guess mostly amazing, only a little bit terrifying. Beef jerky, necessary. Cashews, necessary for any road trip. Finally made it to my first location. It was like biker week in Ocean City, Maryland, so it was very loud. Got some aerial. Can't go to Ocean City, Maryland without checking out the beach, you know what I'm saying? Gotta see the ocean. Made it back to my car, wasn't towed, which is fantastic. Drove through this tunnel right outside Washington, D.C., which was cool because I like tunnels, I don't know. Second location, made it. It was 4 hours away from the first location. Grabbed that aerial and ended the day at Wawa.